student. Why do I say that? Because development always and always precedes growth. No wonder the first part of this talk is personality development. Now you are able to connect the dots. Think, what's the difference between growth and development? In growth, you can count numbers. It's all about enhancement. Just to take a few examples, weight, height, wealth, assets, income, or even GDP. But what is the use of this growth if it is not based on goodness, virtues, ethics, discipline, wisdom, skills, and even purity of thoughts and actions? So I would say a strong development is a recipe for positive growth, success, and even happiness. Like someone can ask you, is your bank balance in your saving account a true reflection of your talent? Yes or no? Well, the answer is no, because the finest part of your personality, which can be a combination of your character, integrity, virtues, knowledge, and perhaps many other traits. That's what makes you unique. But incidentally, this is not reflected in your bank account. Interesting. So before we take a further deep dive into the topic, let's first understand what's the anatomy of personality development. Very interesting phase. Let me show you a small demo within the scope of this online talk. An object like this, which has a shape of a square. So, very simple question. A square has how many sides? Easy. 4. Even for that matter, a triangle has how many sides? Easy. 3. Now comes the tough question. How many sides to a circle or a round ball like this one? Some say it's infinite, while the others say no side. But I say to you, there can be, or there are, two sides to any object. You must be thinking, what's that mystery? Well, there is an inside and there is an outside. How's that? A different perspective? Don't you feel we all humans also have two sides? You can only give to the world what you have. Your own personality is an outreach to this world, and it has two sides, inside and outside. Both the sides impact each other, and in turn, both are influenced by external environment in which we live. Inside refers to the frontiers of your mind, igniting your cognitive ability, logical reasoning, attitude, knowledge building, and ultimately building your strong character and values. Outside refers to how you dress, address, and behave with the people to make your presence felt and provide solutions to the business challenges. Factually speaking, you need to secure both the sides, that is, inside and outside, to give you a professional advantage. Let's understand few pearls of wisdom to enhance your personality. The first one would be the life of your reputation will always be bigger than your physical life. Be very careful of this part. I am remembering a revered soul who once visited this planet Earth more than 100 years back. Well, I am referring to Swami Vivekananda, the saint of saints. In his very famous speech, given on 11th September 1893 in Chicago, US. Among the audience of Parliament of Religion, he started his address by saying, "Dear sisters and brothers of America." This instantly connected with the audience. Atmosphere suddenly became electrifying. And there was a big, big applause which continued for the next few minutes. What Swamiji had done was that through his purity of his thoughts and words, he had found a direct path to people's heart. Is it not so? Purity is the beginning of trust in any relationship. It can be purity of thoughts, words, conduct, listening, loyalty, commitment, compassion, and pride. Now, this is what makes you a living legend. Surprise, but that's true. That's what living legends are made of, where people start believing in you because they know you are a 24 karat solid gold. Let me show you a demo. Hmm? Okay. 24 karat gold studded with diamonds makes a difference. Hmm? Now, can you connect the dots? Why gold over the past thousands and thousands and thousands of years, even from the Egyptian civilization or the Indus Valley civilization, still commands an amazing, amazing value? Well, the secret is its purity of 99.99999%. Interesting. Once you can build this higher or the highest level of purity in multiple dimensions of your life, you would always be the most trusted and respected among all your stakeholders, for sure. Because when any person in an organization or a society is respected, that only means he or she is valued. People believe in you is the highest. What is the Hindi word of the English word belief? Don't think much. It is Vishwas. I'm sure you have heard it. Is it not so? But this word in the Hindi context is very special. It is said कि जहां विश्वास होता है जनाब वहां कुछ ना कुछ खास होता है. Hmm? Wherever there is belief, there is something special there. But then many people are not real gold, or I would say they are just gold plated. To seek popularity by wearing artificial mask or shine of their wealth, status, contacts to gain short-term advantage. Beware. Mhm. Beware. Let's look at to a second point in the pearls of wisdom. Explore the unexplored. Very popular Greek philosopher Socrates in 400 BC once said, in this world, very less number of people know what they know is very less. Interesting. In fact, the deeper you will go into any subject, the more you would realize, hold your breath, you know nothing. Interesting. Why do I say that? Because the knowledge outside to you is 1,000 times more than what is inside to you. I'll give you one example. I have been teaching skill development in the corporate and educational institution now more than for 2 decades. But still, I do not consider myself as an expert. Why? Because the subjects which I am teaching or sharing in themselves are constantly evolving. Remember that Charles Darwin theory? Mhm. I would say we are a masterpiece and work in progress simultaneously. There was this recent movie which I'm recalling, The Circle. I don't know whether you have seen it or not. If by any chance you have not seen this, do watch it on my suggestion. It's a great learning. In its opening scene, there is a case of rapid fire question round, which is on. And the actress in this film, Emma Watson, I'm sure you must be knowing about her. So she's appearing as a candidate for this interview in this company. And very interesting now to the question which the interviewer puts to her. The interviewer asks this question: in your life, mhm, in your life, you are most scared of. You must also be thinking. Now, mind you, there is no one right or wise answer for this question. Life is full of perspectives. There can be multiple answers. Even in your mind, what you may be thinking just now, that may also quite possibly be the right answer. So don't be carried away by the answer which I'm about to give, what Emma Watson said in that movie. But the answer is worth contemplating. So when this question came, in life you are most scared of, she pauses and with a smile says, unfulfilled potential. Many of us are a victim of this statement. In Hindi it is said, दुनिया की बहुत खबर रखते हैं हम, अगर बेखबर हैं तो बस खुद ही से. Meaning, we have volumes and volumes of information about the world or the knowledge about the world, but we hardly know thyself. This is one of the biggest tragedy of errors we may perhaps be committing in our life. Take a serious note of that. Everyone, and I mean it, everyone is gifted, but most people never open their gifts. I think now the talk is getting more interesting. Everyone is gifted, but many or most people never open their gifts. I'll give you one example. If you just see your own eyes, what are the dimensions of your eyes? I mean, in terms of length and breadth, in centimeters. So if we just go by rough estimate, each eye would be 1 centimeter in height and perhaps 2 centimeter in horizontal width, just approximately multiplied by 2. So small, hmm? Yet they have the capacity to see the entire world. Think of the capacity of the mind. In true sense, I can say with certainty that your mind is nothing short of a biological supercomputer. Interesting definition. Hmm. If you are waiting for an ideal environment, talent, or opportunities, you may not get it. Use what you have. In Hindi, we say it as किसी को मुकम्मल जहां नहीं मिलता तो वो आसमान तो वो जमीन. Let's use what we have. Do focus on becoming a L, a very special abbreviation which stands for lifelong learner. By developing what I say as curiosity and passion for learning. And this can come through by reading some extremely good books, tracking the media, networking among your professional circles, travel across the country and across the globe, especially your own experience, and attending select seminars or maybe perhaps online webinars. There's a very beautiful line which says, readers are leaders. He or she who reads leads in life. Reading to the mind is what exercise is to the body. And nowadays, we have those, you got it right in thinking, audiobooks also available, thanks to the technology revolution, now you can also listen to the books. Slightly, it appears to be odd to listen to a book, but that's the new normal. I'm recalling this statement of a very revered guru of gurus, Guru Chanakya ji. I'm sure you heard about him. He was known for his Arth Shastra, governance, and he was also the guru of Chandragupta Maurya in the Maurya dynasty. And in one of the dialogues, he says, while guiding Chandragupta Maurya, he says, ना सीखने वाले को कोई सिखा नहीं सकता और सीखने वाले को कोई रोक नहीं सकता. Meaning, for a person who doesn't want to learn or is open to the idea of learning, none can teach him or her. But a keen learner, I am presuming, for a person like you, who is willing to learn, willing to travel that extra mile, and has that sense of curiosity, tell me, who in the world can stop you from learning? You will be, and you are, the master of your destiny. Because every understanding or exploration of the world adds to your self understanding. Does it make sense? And this is what brings home this point that once your professional and life focus is very clear, nothing comes your way. Absolutely nothing. There's a beautiful quote which says, you need to know something about everything and everything about something. It's a sort of a T-shaped model of learning, which includes horizontal learning and vertical learning. Now, why it is significant to you or important to you? Because in the profession to which you are and surrounded by professionals and clients and even your stakeholders, they have huge expectations from you. In fact, people have the habit of today saying, ye dil mange more. And also, one interesting fact is that whatever the ecosphere or the environment, including the business environment which you see around you, has its own impact. So, some professionals who go to the depth of the matter always say, and I also totally endorse this viewpoint, everything affects everything. Very interesting. Everything affects everything. Whatever is happening at the macro level or even within you at the micro level is affecting you directly or indirectly. Be careful on this part. So, I would say take deep interest in anything or any subject which surrounds you. This can be in the form of economics, politics, geopolitics, psychology, sociology, biology, or even historical background, and many other related subjects. Because these subjects or the content of these subjects in some way are affecting you, are affecting you. And the best or the most interesting part is you're not only dealing with problems, situations, or challenges, or data, you are at the ground level also dealing with people. Because ultimately, it's the people who will get the work done. So you have to look towards the people as a resource. And getting aligned with the people should be a part and parcel of your fantastic personality. In the process, you would be welcomed any and everywhere. So take these things into account and see the difference. Third most important point would include skill development, which can really offer you an advantage to enhance your personality. It's the lifeline. Now, what is the use of knowledge if it cannot be applied when it is actually required? Skill development is the outside version of your personality, which enables the use, or I would say, what? Application mhm, of your core knowledge and experience. The best part is skills are teachable and learnable. Even our present government at the center has a focus on digital India and skilling India. See, now you are able to draw some parallel. Because today, in our profession, upskilling and reskilling is not an option. It's compulsory. You don't have a choice. Take it or leave it. Starting from effective communication, each corporate skill has its unique application in the profession. Now, I can list you a few examples to which perhaps you can correlate, or to those skill sets to which already you are using them day in and day out. Now, those skills can be basic IT skills and software tools which you have been using. It can be interpersonal skills, very effective. All of us can speak. I know that. You also know that. But all of us perhaps are not able to connect. Connection is an art. Once whatever is in your heart or whatever is in your mind reaches the other mind or the heart unfiltered, you got it. That's the beauty of interpersonal skills. Etiquettes, or the basic good mannerisms. We talk more of this in part 2 of this session, are equally the skill set which really sends across the message to the person or the persons you are interacting with a very positive vibes. And perhaps this also gives you a lead first meeting advantage. Then, even to the extent, I would say, yet another skill like negotiation. And today, to so many internal or even external stakeholders to an organization or an institution, it can be a fantastic skill to harp upon. Then there can be an example of networking. Now, networking can be online, networking can be offline. So, online means all these good social platforms like LinkedIn, Meta, X, and many others, which can be effectively utilized for you to be in touch with people in your profession and even other professions. And when we see networking across offline, then in that case, there can be people with whom you are interacting within your office space, various departments, and people in other organizations, and including you take an opportunity to be a part of those very select seminars, workshops, conferences, or such focus group meetings. Similarly, a skill like problem solving, critical thinking, which is nothing else but 360-degree appraisal, can be a lifeline. Similarly, creativity, innovation, decision making, or even specific to your profession, drafting skills can be really the touch point. And one even cannot underestimate the other skills also, like teamwork or team building for that matter. Because working together makes all the more sense. It is said about teamwork, it is energy at the rate of synergy. See, what an idea. And there can also be a case of effective leadership in its various styles: charismatic, transformational, transactional, or even democratic, and other spheres. Also, there can be a case of conflict resolution, analytics, and so on. All these skills you must have found by now, being in the corporate or even institutions, that all these skills are interconnected, interlinked, and interdependent. Communication skill is considered to be the starting point of all other skills, and it is the essence, and or its essence is felt in all other skills. In fact, communication is nothing else but outward manifestation of your inside mind, and it's the language of the clarity of communication is directly proportional to the clarity and quality of thoughts. Now, if there is a person who is nervous, stressful, and ever doubtful, don't you feel that wherever that person would be in any forum, in any organization, in any family, he or she would be emitting those negative vibes, and it would also be felt in his or her speech? On the other hand, you are there, a person with absolute confidence, zeal, enthusiasm, and most important, those positive vibes. Can you not visualize that wherever you would be in all those arenas or forums, your emotions would be reflected in your speech? And believe me, they'll always be to your advantage. This is what I call as a positive A U R A. You got it. Aura. Aura can never be seen, but definitely it can be felt. And time and again, you would notice that an aura of positivity which surrounds you thanks to your confidence, your zeal, and all those positive vibes, you'll be the number one choice in any professional circles. But at the same time, I will draw your attention to one more significant fact that you are the master of the unspoken word, but you are the slave of the spoken words. Be careful. It's a double edged knife. So let me show you a knife. This kitchen knife can serve some very practical applications or uses at home. I'm sure you can have 20 usages or 20 applications from cutting of those vegetables, fruits, cake, and many other things. It's a very useful tool. Now, I change the direction. See, my body language itself conveys an element of threat or possibly negativity. Now, in itself, this knife is not good or bad. It's a tool. It all depends upon how you use it. Well, so are the words. Words in themselves don't pose a threat. But then, when said with an intensity, like partially I'm also doing that, makes its impact. There's a saying which says, how you say sometimes is more important than what you say. And if you look over towards the history of the linguistics, which a higher meaning of those words and alphabets, even linguistics or words have evolved, not only in terms of number of words to express, but also in terms of the meaning of the word has changed over the years. Interesting. Absolutely interesting. I'll give you a very funny example. I'm sure you may be able to recall even your past days, and especially the school days. I remember in our school days as kids, we used to be told by our teachers, be happy and gay. Hmm? Clap, clap, clap. Do you recall this? When you are happy and gay, clap, clap, clap. But now that same very simplistic word, gay, you got it what I'm about to say, has become a very controversial word. Now, in our context, you cannot say like that word freely because its meaning has changed. And this is very significant point to be understood. So maybe what was applicable yesterday, by yesterday I don't mean immediate yesterday, in the previous years, now it is not applicable today. So not only the world around you is updating and upgrading, that calls for a case for you to personally also, in terms of your personality, regularly update and upgrade yourself. I would put it this way: all these desirable corporate skills can be learned through, of course, your experience, short term online and offline courses. And today, a range of options is available at both ends. You can be subjected to, or you make a choice of some really fantastic books, which can be an eye opener or a game changer for you. I mean, I'm very clear that reading of good books or maybe listening to good books through those podcasts not only gives you some fantastic thoughts or ideas or knowledge, which the author, through his or her all years of experience, has put across to you in those books. But at the same time, you also get a flair of some very rich vocab, and it is required. Because to the extent you can use your rich vocabulary, that defines your professional world. So not only quality of the words used associate with the quality and the quantity of your thoughts, but at the same time, it's a very good reflection of yours to navigate, mhm, to navigate through any discussion, meeting, dialogue, or even a brainstorming session. But what I personally see many a times, I may be mistaken also, but this is what my experience says to many organizations which I have been through or many such common forums. Thanks to all these tools available to us, and especially mobile phone, because the incoming and outgoing are absolutely free, we tend to, or we have a habit of speaking in too many words, which is factually not required. But because we have got habitual to having long, or longish talks within our social or friends or even family circles, unfortunately, this habit is also showing in our professional circles and professional talks, which is not required. In fact, the professional advice would always be talk less, say more. Mhm. Talk less, say more. And this you can only do provided words or rich vocabulary is at your command. And once that happens, nothing stops you. Nothing, absolutely nothing stops you. Your onward journey. And that's what today people love to see and hear from you. So, books play a very vital role in this case. And even attending some very focused seminars or workshops or conferences or sometime even study circle meets within the professional bodies or webinars is a fantastic idea. And our own institutions or institute also takes pride in holding short, very dedicated talks. Be a part of that. Because straight away you have multiple advantages of that. How? Number one, of course, from a designated expert speaker or a group of speakers, maybe including a panel talk, you get a first hand, I would say, experience to learn from the experts or those who are really good in their subject matter, and especially issues or subject content which is very contemporary and the need of the hour. And secondly, what additional benefit you can foresee, provided you are able to really have those positive vibes to extend yourself, you can have a fantastic platform to network among great quality professionals like you. And especially, I'll put these professionals, including your good self, in the category of right minded people. Understand, I specifically use this word right minded people. I never said like minded people. Now, the question in your mind would be, what's the difference? They both seemingly appear to be the same. Well, they have some similarity, but then right minded people is what we encourage. Because one flip side in like mindedness would be that not only they think alike or in the same direction, but as a flip side, sometimes, if not every time, that side can also be negative side. That is not advisable. That doesn't serve anyone's purpose, neither individually nor collectively. But then when we look over to right-minded people, which includes you also, not only right-minded people together think alike, but the best part is they think progressively forward. The aim and objective, not only on the individual level, but also on the collective level or professional level or society level, is positive. This is what we encourage. So, this will also be a benefit to you, which may be coming forth to you once you are attending those seminars, webinars, workshops, and conferences, and so forth. That can be of specific trade or by the institution itself. And even I would suggest be strongly influenced by a word and its direction, that is edutainment. It's a very specific word, which is a combination of two words. You have guessed it right. It is education plus entertainment equals edutainment. So, even if you have to watch some good videos, let's say on the social platforms, or some documentaries, or even some movies, let it be in the direction of edutainment. Because at the age and the stage and the level to which you belong to at present, you cannot afford the luxury to waste any time. And especially that time which is non renewable. You got it. Like at present, also, to each other, myself as a speaker and you as a great listener come professional, through this online forum, we are giving to each other the best possible gift in the world, and that is our non renewable time. Value that. Because you know what is the balance in your account. I mean, the bank balance. But, sir, if anyone asks you at present to state how many years or months or time you have left for your life, you would not be able to answer it with precision. There was this film title long back which had come in Hindi. It was Ye Zindagi. You got it. Ye Zindagi na milegi tu para. In the sense, meaning, this life or one time life which we have got, we will not get it again. This time, we will not get it again. So, why not to optimize it? Why not to maximize its return? So, next time, whenever you are on anything, any project, any book, any travel, any movie, any social meet, ask yourself, am I just spending my time, or am I in real terms investing my time? So, if the better part of your life is towards investment and especially time, you got it. You got that ROI, return on investments. Because what really happens, and this is what you and me need to understand, that daily means daily we get an equal time to be unequal. It's a very deep statement, thereby meaning that small, or even perhaps routine decisions which we are taking on a daily basis, this is what decides among us that who would be the most successful person, or even perhaps reaching his or her goals and dreams or achieving dreams in their life. So I'll just take this opportunity because I had mentioned about some really good books. I myself have been a very, I would say, avid reader, which at some point of time in my earlier part of my life, I was not. But then since the time I've started reading books, and that was long back, I took it as a mission. It is mission possible for me. And I'll continuously be attached with my love for the books. And that would be, as I say to myself and sometimes to others, jab tak hai jaan. I mean, till my end. That's the best part. There are a few books which I am showing it to you. Maybe perhaps some of you, or maybe you in particular, may have read this book at some point of time. That's excellent. But I would suggest to read it once again. And if by any chance you have not read this book, then make it a point to be a part of your inventory of the reading. And these books which I'm about to show to you as a demonstration, few only, of course, they're part of my personal collection. The best part about these books are they're very practical, some very fantastic corporate examples. And the best part is their language also is very simple to understand. I hope, or I'm sure, you would like them. Dale Carnegie, the author who has been considered as a gold standard as far as communication is concerned or public speaking, this was his very first book, which he published not many years back. Now this guy is no more with us in the world, but certainly he has left a legacy of thoughts and legacy of those very wonderful ideas and suggestions or examples which can really serve you for the best part of your professional or even personal life. So this title, I mean, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and even his other good books which I came across and read, Public Speaking was yet another book by the same author. And if you really want to travel that extra mile, I can give you the name of yet another good book of this author, The Quick and Easy Way to Effective Speaking. Excellent series. Then I found this author very interesting, Subrata Bagchi, The Elephant Catchers. I mean, he really surprises you or amazes you with so good but yet very simple ideas which we can apply in the form of skills. So whether We are talking about effective communication or presentation or interpersonal or problem solving, conflict resolution, decision making. I mean, so many skills you will find in one single book, and at the same time, at the ground level, very simple language. Even his few other books, like The Professional, that's the title of the book, and one more which I can recall was Go Kiss the World. Try out these books, you'll find them different. Then, exceptionally, this book, I mean, Les Giblin, People Smart, very simple and so lucid. Its explanation of those pointers, the way we can deal with people. And this can be very helpful to you in dealing with your internal or even external stakeholders. Excellent, I would say, option. And this book in general by Dr. Alex, Soft Skills, is a generalized version of some very good ideas, uh, which I found and quite handy also. So maybe it can be a ready reckoner, if not a deep content, but a ready reckoner, because I presume you're already experienced. So that can be a good reinforcement for yourself and whatever you have been using. And sometimes some ideas presented in this book in the form of soft skills or life skills or corporate skills, as we call these, can be really a handy book. And one of my very known and a great professional and a trainer, I found The Power of Responsibility by Suresh Mohan Sambalji. Again, a very simple yet very effective, I would say, book, which really makes you think beyond. So, being in the company of such quality books, videos, movies, documentaries, or those favorite talks puts you in a world or puts you in a professional world of yours, which certainly has a distinctive advantage in those professional circles. And most important and significant is it gives you a professional touch and an attitude which really enhances or grooms well your personality.